All right. Welcome everyone to our second review of House of the Dragon. On this show, Uni and I kind of just review shows that we find interesting, and we hope that you could follow us and find our spin on things interesting. If you
Yes.
have not already done so, as of watching the House of Dragon episode 1, 2, 3, and 4, please kindly log off of your computer, go
It's going to piss you off. Just
right, and go to our catalog and watch something else and then come
yeah.
back and watch this because we're not good at not spoiling things for people.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So episode 3 is called the second of his name, and episode 4 is titled King of the Narrow Sea. So just to level set, because it's been a while since you and I watched this, so just read my notes. Okay, so
Yeah.
kind of help jog your memory. Episode 3. So that
Okay. What's this
Uncle
about? I forgot.
Uncle Uncle teams up with the black guy to save the people, the people that I'm dragging, ends up killing the people who they were meant to save, jump to the king having his son. Then it jumped 3 years later where the king sends help to help the uncle. And then
Okay.
episode 4 is where we have he takes the Damon's necklace. Um why doesn't he deny that? Why doesn't the uncle denies the allegations that are meant that they're saying with him and his niece? The
Ooh.
the king gets the red hand, gets rid of the his right hand
Right,
man,
right hand.
and then we have the moon tea.
Yeah, that was crazy because with that moon tea, I was like, he knows, but he's like, I don't believe you, but you're my daughter, and I'm gonna fight for you. You know.
No, okay, let's
But
start with
we'll
that.
talk about that
Let's
later.
talk
That's the
about,
end.
okay, so there's a war going on, like we mentioned. I'm calling him the Crab King. Whereas this guy that he's like taking hostages or people and just making the crabs and eat them. And this is a thing that they have been trying to have, right? So the black guy, which is Colas or whatever his name is, teams up with
Crosley, but we just call him
Crosley.
Black.
Crosley. He teams up with Damien to
Black.
fight this war. And this is where we're introduced to the older son, the son that has now grown older, and the black guy's brother. And they're basically just trying to win this war. They've been fighting this war for years. And this is a war that the king does not want any part
He
of.
didn't want to participate with it because it makes sense. His whole kingdom has been at peace, basically. So if we do this, we're gonna stir some problems with these crab people. I know they're not crab people, but we're gonna stir problems with them that don't need to be any bigger than it is. And you guys are still trying to fight them. Stop. Stop. Come back to the mainland. But Crosley, the black dude, he's a sea guy. He's all about the ocean. And so that's what he's doing. Nice going.
So one thing that I did like is like what I noticed that a lot people, although Damon is painted as this evil person, people who've gotten to know him stand up for him because at one point the black guy's brother was like, oh, the reason why we're no. So the son was like, okay, I have a plan. If you could just listen to my plan, I have a plan to lure the Crab King out. That way we could get the dragon to burn him and then we'll be done with this war. And his plan was to have someone go up to the front of the cave to lure him out. So the uncle
Yeah.
was like, what madman would do that? Anyone that will volunteer for that is a crazy person. So he was like, Damien would be great for it. Then the uncle starts like, oh no, he's the reason why we're losing this war. Who wants to stand up with him and blah, blah, blah. And then the black guy was like, look, I will not allow this. I will not allow any talk of mutiny for the for within my people and everything because he has helped us type of thing. Then Damon comes up
Oh,
and
we missed the whole thing though.
go back,
With the king. We gotta go back.
go back. Tell
Because
me.
you remember the king wrote that little thing, that little note, and a little
Yeah.
letter and was like, hey, I love you, bro. So I'm gonna send some fleets for you. You know I care about you. I just can't do this war because we got everybody's here having a party and you guys are going to throw us into not having a party. So that's what happened and then he sent it to him. He sent it. Remember? Remember that?
Then
I'm
we
doing this
go
because they
fast
wrote the
forward. Fast
It
forward,
wrote the letter and it rolled it. That's
fast
why my
forward. That's
voice is
when the three men are talking, and then Damon comes up. Then the
yeah.
king's men come to deliver the
There, yeah, there we
message.
go.
Hands Damien the message. He's like,
But we also forgot that the good girl, the girl that you don't like, because I realized, Monique, you don't like his wife,
I
his
like her.
name, Alicent. You don't like, and I only know that because I think about my cat, Alice.
Yeah, Allison,
Alicent.
high power.
She was like, so wouldn't you just send him help?
That's your
Wouldn't you just
brother.
send him help? That's your
That's your
brother.
brother.
See, that's why I don't think she's a bad
We'll
person.
talk about her because she
'Cause
is.
why would she do that?
She
Why
she
would she do
she
that?
in this. She in this. Okay, so the man gives the
The
letter.
man come. No, Monique, you say it in your you said it in your accent. No, no, no. The Mendy come.
He comes, gives the something, and he's the message, and then he hands it to the guy, the black guy, and then he starts beating up the man, almost murdering him.
That's love.
How dare you with the kill the messenger?
But he didn't kill him. He
No, because
didn't
it
kill him.
stopped him. Then he was
I
like,
think
no,
I
go.
think he was frustrated. I think he was like a little frustrated, but then he was also mad that he loves his brother. He
But
loves
I'm
him.
gonna ask you this though.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
wait. So after he gets his message, he was like, F this. I'm going my drag. I'm gonna go down there. And he goes with the white flag and he's like waving the flag.
He
And
did a good job. I mean, that was
that was like he
we're not even there yet. We're not
surrendering.
even there yet. Okay, we're not there yet.
So
Go
he
ahead.
like waves the flag. Then he puts it, and then the crab man looking like, like hesitant, which
I
good
would have been
common sense.
hesitant. They
Hesitant.
had the bows out on him too.
And he's like, this is my sword here.
Yeah, and they were
Man
like,
comes
"Oh,
out, people come out, but he doesn't trust because he has like the archers on the top. Like you said, archers and
yeah." I would
everything
have
on the
been
top.
terrified. Yeah.
And as he comes close to him, then he start killing on a man
Oh
spree.
yeah, and they were shooting at him, and he was just
He's
like,
like, and then what he did, and then the guy, he's adorable. I'll say he's adorable because he's not age
"The
appropriate.
crab guy?
No,
No."
the, the black guy's son.
Okay, okay, yeah,
He goes in a dragon and then he starts like the stirring
yeah.
everything. Then you see the army start coming in, and then that ultimately win that. And
Oh, the crab guy noticed. He was like, the crab king was like,
he
"Oh,
knew, but
he knew."
he left. So I'm gonna ask you this because you have a
Yes,
sibling. You and your sister fighting for
mm,
years. Y'all fighting, and all of a
yes.
sudden she decides to come give you help. Would you have reacted the way that he did?
Beating people?
No, like how, because I kind of looked at it and I think I don't know if I would have acted that extreme, but I don't think I would have accepted the help. I would have been like, how dare you
No, you're right.
all of a sudden want to come and help me? Because now you're gonna be gaining something from this. Because remember, that's the whole thing. They're spinning. Like if he comes in, think about it, if he comes in and now helps win the war, he would get all the glory because he will come in as a
Yeah,
savior.
yes.
How dare you ignore me? I told you about this. You didn't help me. I went and did it. Now I'm failing, and you think that you could come and win
You're
this
gonna
with me?
save
I don't
me.
want your help.
And that's why he did that because for him it was I'm either gonna die here, but I'm not taking your.
Your help. Would you have done it though? Like, would you have taken your sister's help, or would you have been like, no,
I
F
think about
this?
how my body moves now, and I put myself in that position, I'll be dead. So I would have probably took the help. But if I could move like that guy
Like,
and be like dodging and doing all this stuff and all this, then probably I would have been like, you know what,
F
you
you.
and I'm going to if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this right now because but
Mm-hmm.
he goes at the crab king, brings him out, kills him, whatever. He still comes back to his brother and still kind of plays tribute to his brother.
I
but
don't
I
know.
don't know
Okay,
how
let's go
much
back
that was.
back one. The Crab King question.
Yes.
Do you think he was the way he is because he was in a lot of pain? Because if you look, remember his skin was like falling off. He had gangrene all over, and I just thought
He's
like he was just probably just angry because he was just in daily pain.
so that's why he's killing everybody because
Yeah,
he's in
because he's in
pain
pain.
all the time. He's apparently somebody big in the story. I don't know. I didn't do the research on it. So if somebody else knows, please let us know who the Crab King really is. We just call him Crab King. Um, you know, um, but no, I think it's like any other island nation. You're surrounded by water. If you want to come at me, you're gonna have to be really good on these boats. You're gonna be
Okay.
really good
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
just
boats.
thinking like, maybe he was just mean because he was in pain. But okay, so to your thing, the brother Damien comes to the court. I knew he was up to no good
And
because
they were scared.
when he was
They
coming
were,
to the court, at this time, the princess has been on a tour. For a couple of months, she's been on a tour to find her husband because her father's still trying to like marry her off and everything like that. So she's been on a tour trying to get a husband. Yeah,
yeah, we
sorry.
have
My
three of
mind is
them.
like, wait, we're missing something. Trying to get a husband. Because before this, the father was trying to marry her off to a Lannister, I think it was. When they had like because a friend now has a baby, and the baby is a boy.
Not a friend. Because she should have came. If she was a real friend, if you were going to marry my dad, wouldn't you have come to me and said,
Oh,
you know what? I'm sorry. I have no, if we were back in the
control
day,
over this.
yeah, in the back in the days, if this was back in the days, not now, if you were going to marry my dad now, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But back in the days, that's what they used to do. And she knows it. What's her name knows it. We don't even know how to say her name.
Allison.
We're just gonna, no, the,
Oh, Ray,
we call her what's her name? What's her name? The
Raina.
princess. The princess, what's her name? So Princess what's her name is friends with Allison. Wouldn't Allison just been like, I love you. You were like a sister to me. We had each other, blah, 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 blah. We used to sit underneath this tree and read stories together and stuff like that. Wouldn't you have just said, Uni, I have no I have no say in this. I'm marrying your dad and I'm sorry.
Oh,
I want to,
I would have.
and then I would have probably
That's
been a
why
little,
no, but that's why I'm like, I cut her off. She is cut off, Uni. Cut.
but they
Because
kind of they kind of talking now.
no, not yet. Because we
Oh,
missed the part where they were at when we see her. This was before the whole
the
blackout and
baby.
everything. She has the baby and she's pregnant again.
She doesn't want to be pregnant though.
No, I know she doesn't. No, I think after that pregnancy, she kind of saw that she was just a baby maker.
Yeah.
But she's trying to be all high and mighty because what's her name doesn't want to go to this it was like a celebration for it's a naming second naming party or whatever for the
Yes.
for the little boy, and she didn't want to go, and she remember it was like where that poor man that was playing the music was like, oh, your princess told you to, but your queen said to go. And
Oh,
I would have been like, fuck you. I don't care about you. It's like she was, and she, oh, who is asking me to go? Is it the queen or the king? She was like, your king. And she said, okay, then fine. I still wouldn't have gone. That because
she won't.
I'm mad at my father and I'm mad at you. They go to the thing or whatever, and it's like the Lannister guy kept coming up to her and making these gestures, and he finally says something that she doesn't like when she realized they were trying to marry her off to the Lannister
Yeah.
dude, and that everyone in the kingdom does not believe that the father is going to leave her the throne because now he does actually have a legitimate heir
This
to
is
the
why we
throne.
like the daddy, because the daddy. Because remember, we also have to mention the whole white buck thing as well, because in their kingdom, if you notice a white buck, I'm sorry, if you notice a white buck and that means it's a good omen, especially when you're naming or having the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
son.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that was, and the king is really into like visions and all this magic and all this other
Hmm.
stuff. So when they said, "Oh, we start this white buck," he was like, "Oh yeah, maybe I need to make my son the heir because maybe that's what it is." But when they brought him the damn buck, it was brown. It wasn't white. But who saw the white buck?
Wait, no, wait. But how did she see it? Because she ran away.
She ran away
She ran away, and then
with the night dude, the one that Monique finds hot.
Christian, and she runs
Right?
away. He goes after
A
her. He
hot night.
gets her, and I don't know. I thought that from that I was like, they're gonna sleep together, because it was like where it was like that tension that they were building up, like trying to make him into, oh, he's so understanding, because he was even saying like, it's because of you why I'm at the ranking that I am. So it showed that he was caring, understanding, and it's not like he was throwing her away because she's a woman, like, oh, you mean nothing to me type of thing. And he helped her, and then when they were on their way returning back, that's when they saw the white buck, and he was going to get it for her. She's like, no, let him be, let it be, let it be. Now when she walked in with blood all over her and how they were all looking at her, what do you
Oh,
think?
because she killed a
She
boar the
killed a
night
boar
before.
that, yeah, she was
She
like,
took out all her aggression. She was like, "I hate my family." She didn't say that, but you knew she was like saying it in her head because I would have stabbed things too. That doesn't even look good. I'm sorry. No, I was using two hands.
but so when she comes back and everything, it's like everyone just looked at her disgusted.
No, I think they were shocked.
You think so?
I think they were like, damn. I think because what she's showing them is, I'm a fierce woman.
Woman.
Fear me. I ride dragons. I brought back a damn egg. I killed a boar.
War.
You guys were hunting. I was also hunting too. I killed a boar several times because she killed that thing. She did.
And it's like, I didn't need people, because with the king they all captured it and then had the king kill it. No, no one had to capture it from me.
Well, the king is not really good at that because even with the whole when the brother came back, you saw him carrying the sword, but you knew he wasn't, he never wielded a sword before. He never fought in a war. His brother has fought, but he's not a fighting king. He's never been in battle. That's
No.
why all of that, the sword is like a staff for him to hold. It's a walking crutch for him. What?
So what we did not mention even in the last one, he keeps getting cut by the throne,
And getting sick and getting
because he has
gangrene.
like gangrene and all kinds of stuff or whatever. And there was something, because my man Charlie was saying that it's like a is a thing, like, say, those that get cut by the throne are not suited for the throne. So the fact that he
Oh.
keeps getting cut and everything by the throne, he's not suited for the throne. Okay. So he with this gangreness and whatever. Okay. Now I
So now
guess now we
it
could jump back to where we were,
yeah.
where now she's on the boat coming home from her tour, because after that the father was like, no, you have to get married, you have to do this or whatever. And I think he kind of let her know, it's not that I'm trying to marry you off for you to secure a station. I want someone that's going to be able to serve as your right hand man. So it's better when you're the ruler, the person that you're married to can also help guide you and everything, and they bring, like, make you stronger basically. So she goes on this tour and everything. She doesn't find any suitors that she likes. She comes and she's on this tour with Colas, no, Christian. And they come back, and as
Oh,
the boat is going, the uncle swipes the boat with the dragon. From then I was like, he's up to no good. He's not here for no good. And then what you were saying, he presented the he comes in with a crown, and the buzz like,
yeah.
oh, so you're now a king. He's like, how can I ever be king? The only king is you, my brother. And he presents the crown and the sword and everything to him. Yes,
He
go.
loves his brother. He
No,
does
he
love his brother.
loves. It's like you're taunting your sibling. No, like
He loves his brother,
you
and
did
his
me
brother knows that.
wrong. Yeah, you did me wrong, and I'm not gonna let you hold up. I'm not gonna let you down for it, but I still love you.
No, his brother, the older brother, he does love his family completely, and I think that's why they haven't killed each other yet. In the old, like the original Games of Thrones that we watch, I'm not talking about sequels and prequels and all this other stuff. Family will kill you. Family will literally continuously kill you. This has been pretty nice. I like
No,
this guy.
no, because
I
they
like.
really have a love for one another. So during this whole thing, where the uncle is now back and everything, she's happy, and it should make you sure that you see the necklace that he gave her on the first episode. That they honed
Yep.
in on that necklace because that's supposed to be like for
Valerian Steel.
career and everything.
Yeah.
So the uncle leaves her a game in a sense of like she's retiring for the night. She smells something. There's a bag in her room. She goes through the bag. It has like these clothes or whatever in it, and there's a note, and it's basically for her to sneak out. Like, I guess there's a secret passage within her room that she was never aware of, that will allow her to sneak out without anyone knowing. And he takes her out for fun, a night out on the town. And at first it kind of seemed as if he was trying to let her know who the people that she will be serving, because he did mention that she can't just serve, she has to know who the people are and how they really feel about her.
They don't
And
like
from
me.
what we learned is that they love her as a princess, but they don't want her to be their ruler. And
Well, because they haven't had a woman on their throne for ages. From the very beginning, they haven't had a woman on the throne. So it's just like, it's the mentality that a woman cannot rule in the first place. And here she is gonna come rule. This lady rides a dragon.
who cares? But no,
Dragon.
but Uni, please tell them what happened, because
Oh man, this is
I I
so.
I mm.
Remember, they're actors, so this isn't real.
And I had to look up their ages too, just to make sure that it
Oh,
was
they're
appropriate.
old.
They're
They're
adults.
old.
In real life,
They're
they're adults.
adults and they're actors. But he decides to take the little princess to a brothel.
And I was just wondering why. Why is this
Why?
part of the tour?
Because if you think about it, he told his brother, well, when we were young, we went to a brothel too to learn about these things. So he thought that he needed to show her the same things. And he also wanted to show her that it's not just because it's this interaction between men and women are not just for men, but it's also for women
Yeah, I
to
kind of got
enjoy
that too.
as
Yeah.
well. And so
Because
you
she did
should
express
enjoy
that
it.
was her concern, that she's just a baby maker. Yeah.
Yes. And I think also I'll insert Allison realized that she was just a baby maker too, because also they remember they also had a plan that one day they were going to travel the world together and visit things and experience life, and she's always now trapped in the castle having old men sex and having
I like how they
babies
showed it where she just laid on the bed.
with his gangrene self. Like, I like the king, but I don't like the king like
Because
that.
remember, he lost two fingers. He
Oh
has
wait, hold on.
sores on the back of his back. So he's smelling. He's smelling.
Oh, you can't bring him in here. You can't show his face. I'll be out in a second. Sorry.
Almost done.
We're almost done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he takes her to the den of whatever, and he starts making out with her.
And
No,
she starts doing it too.
no, but her I can understand, because it's like she has a love for her uncle. And I think that she's not really sure what type of love it is. And because you have to cut, and that's why I started wondering, was he always grooming
But
her?
that's part of the family. That's how the family is because they always say that they had
Not
the
that
two.
is they're accepting of it because that's their tradition or whatever, so it's not anything weird. But do you think he was grooming her all these years? Because that's why I started wondering, was he grooming her, or because they were in this place of lust, why is like that like, I love my niece, and that just came out.
He did that on purpose. He took her hat off They're the only
You
ones
really
with
think he was planning?
white
Okay.
hair. They're the only ones with white hair. And this was the whole thing. He was doing this to make her image look bad because it was going to get back to the daddy. But he stopped it because he realized, I don't want to do this to, I
My
don't want to
niece. Like, I
tarnish
love her,
her.
but I don't want to do that to her. Yeah.
I don't want to tarnish her because I'm trying to get back to at my brother or play with my brother. This is a game and I'm playing with her as well. So he took, he made her be seen. They have white hair. The only people that have white hair are the damn Targaryens and old people. That's it. So like, he did that on purpose. But the whole thing was he didn't also like that she was taking control of it because he was supposed to be
Oh,
controlling.
yes. I think that's what snapped him
He
out
was
of it.
supposed to be. He was like, yeah, because she was like pushing and all this other stuff. And he was like, wait a
Snapped him
second.
when she did that.
Who's
She
in
snapped.
control of this game now? Is it me or is it her? And it's her. She's tough.
Now,
That was gross.
this,
I only have a little bit of time left,
no, no,
but
no.
that was
Now we fast forward where she goes back because now she feels hurt, so she take off the necklace and all of that, whatever, right? And then
maybe you can walk. He's trying to get close.
the
Go
poor
ahead.
man, Kriston, is guarding her thing. He knows that she comes in through the front for him to see her and everything. And now they start having, the adult dance. The whole time I was screaming at him, like, don't be stupid. Like, you realize that nothing really bad will happen to her other than she may not have the same station, but they're gonna kill you. And all this work that you have done to get to this ranking, what is
It's
wrong
good.
with you?
I was worried about his heart actually, that he's gonna fall in love with
He
her,
was
and
already in love with her.
if
She's
she's not
already
gonna
in love.
have that love with him.
Oh
That's
God.
the only thing I really worried about was his heart.
Oh, that was kind of you. He'll get over it. What I did not like that was unrealistic is that for her first time, how she took control and now she's on top. What is this? This is
I don't think
unrealistic.
this was her first time. I
You
don't think it
don't?
was. I think it wasn't her first
It
time.
has to not be because I'm like, your first
Because
time
that
is not
looks
getting on
not,
top of nobody.
that did not look painful. And I'm sorry, TMI, but it, that was easy. What was that? That was
No, she
pretty
was
easy.
like, like a pro.
Like, that's what I said. I was like, this is not her first time. This is not her first rodeo. She's either been somewhere there or seen something like that because it was. I'm not saying that maybe somebody's first time might have been wonderful and beautiful and not pro like, but I don't know how certain.
It was too pro-ish for me. Okay.
Okay.
So with that, now everyone starts questioning her chastity. So now I feel this is where everyone may disagree with me, but for the king's hand, right? Otto. I felt like that when the father was like getting on him, like, why would you have someone spy? I'm like, that's his job. His job is to know what is happening in and out of the kingdom. That way you can make good decisions. So he had spies there. Yes, that's his job to have spies. And they just happened to see her. Of course, they're going to tell you about it because other people
But
saw it.
he started to the father started being smart about this though.
No, he wasn't.
She
No,
knew.
he knew
He
from the
knew.
very beginning. No, he knew from the very beginning. But
But
now
now you're going at
he's
my
going.
daughter. Now you're going at my daughter.
Now it's a problem.
I'm okay with your little girl to be my wife. That's gross. I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with you messing with my daughter. But at least at least, and this is where it separates. I do like him. He stands up for his kids. He
He
stands
does.
up for his family.
Family.
And that's the end of it. But that's why he was like, he called her to court. He called the girl to the court, the princess, and was like, "Did you do this?" And she was like, "No, I didn't do it." But he didn't believe her.
But he said to Allison, he's like, she's a Targaryen, and I know how the blood that flows in the Targaryens.
I mean, she
Thing.
didn't. She really didn't. It's
You
true.
know,
She
but
did.
but it was, I don't know, like I would have, because we still haven't talked about Allison. Maybe in episode 5 we'll bring her, because I still don't like her, because I feel like she's a manipulative person. But it was like where now he called, and then he, like, it was almost like she said, don't, the advice that she gave him was, I trust my friend, and I know she swear on her mother that she did not, which she did not lie. She did not sleep with her uncle. But maybe you should ask her and everything, talk to her for yourself to see. And I think that's when he knows that maybe she did it, but maybe not, she don't know with who. And then when he called the brother, and the brother, he was drunk, because remember, they took him out of his drunk bed and
Bed.
had him report there, and he was like, which I would have said too, like, why should I even bother explain myself when you already have your mind made up
You're
as to
not gonna
what
believe
it is
me
that
anyways.
I
Yeah.
did. So no matter how much I protest against it, you're not going to believe me. So why waste my energy? But
Hmm.
I think the uncle was trying to save her reputation by saying, then give her to me. Because if now it did get out that she was doing all this with him, at least if they were now married or whatever, not only would it secure the throne for him, but it will also secure a status for her. Because
Yeah,
now it's not like she just did it with anybody.
exactly. But then the father, defended his daughter, took the right hand man and was like, "You're not my right hand man anymore. I don't
Because
trust
that was
you
because
because
no,
because
no,
you."
because the daughter said, if you want, because the father made a plan with her. If you go along with me, you have to understand, you have to get married. How about you get married to the black guy's son? Because that will solidify our house. It will kind of hush hush on stuff or whatever. Because I think he's thinking like, well, if she is pregnant, the baby will have white hair, so he has white hair. No one will be none the wiser. But
Yeah,
you get married to him, and she said, no, if I do that, I will do that, but you first have to get rid of that man.
because
Once you
he's a
get rid of
bad
that
guy.
man, then I will follow you and take this. So that's why he got rid of the guy. That's why he confronted the guy. But all the things that he was telling the guy, I just felt that that was a man's job. He was just doing his job.
I
And
don't trust that right hand man, and that guy needs to be gone. Bye, Otto. Bye bye.
no, but not even that, because he did tell the queen, you need to prepare your son to be the king when he was being ousted out. But how I feel is that he was doing his job. He was inspiring his daughter. It's his job to know what's happening within the realm of the kingdom. And it was not good of the king to now, oh, I see what you were doing all these years by planting your daughter here. You knew what was going, but you just
I
went
knew what you
along
were
with
doing.
the flow because it was to your advantage.
But now you're messing up with my daughter. And now he's just like, no. And you're not going to tarnish her because she is still going to be on that throne. And I don't care what anybody has to say. At the end of the day, my daughter's sitting on that throne.
Yeah.
I ended up with your daughter because at the end of the day, yes, it's weird, but I actually fell in love with her. And that's why I kept her. That's why I wanted her in my life. But right now, my daughter's sitting on that throne. Whatever kids I have with her is what I have, and that makes me happy. But this one is going to go on the throne. And then that's why the father was like, because I have to speed this up, the father was like, I gotta have you have some of this tea.
Yes. And then the episode ends with the guy coming in and putting the moon tea, and she's like, what is this type of thing? Because at first I thought maybe she had ordered it, but the guy put the moon tea. She asks what it is. He tells her, not write out what it is, but kind of allude to what it is.
Yeah,
And then that's it. That's where it ends. So I guess we have to know whether or not she took the tea. I don't if I was her, I would take the tea, because
just in
if
case.
my baby doesn't come out with white hair, then that man is gonna be dead.
I
And
think the baby come out with the white hair anyways.
regardless,
I was looking up,
because
I
John,
was
but
looking up
John didn't. Stark didn't.
John
John Stark
didn't
didn't.
because I was reading an article of how they did the map out of his family heritage. He has not that much of the Targaryen
Targaryen. Mhm.
bloodline in him, so he ended up with black hair instead. And I'll send it to you. Maybe you could post
Yeah,
it
to
up.
read
But
it.
they're
Yeah,
doing
but yeah. All right.
that's
So
it.
I know we probably missed a lot and everything
There's
because
a
we
whole
really
bunch of stuff that we
going
missed,
on and
probably.
whatever. But thank you for joining us on this episode. Hopefully, you'll come back and join us for episode 5, where we'll just be concentrating. Hopefully, if our time schedules
On just
align, we'll just focus on episode 5. Please make sure you leave your comments down in the comments section, and please like and share this video. And we hope you come
if we
back.
got anything wrong, we're just reading, we're just watching it from just watching it.
Regular
We're not
people.
crazy fans and fanatics, and we're like, oh, we know. We called Crowley's the black guy, the black dude.
And
So
the crab man, the crab, and he has a
Crab
name.
King and the princess, what's her name? So don't come at us. Watch something
Yeah,
else. There's tons
yeah.
of other people who have more experience. But if you just want just regular people storyline, it's us.
All
That's
right,
all.
everyone. Come join us again for episode 5. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.